Not proud of country. These words by United States Senator Charles Sumner resound as loudly today as when he uttered them 150 years ago. Good afternoon. I'm Charles Sumner, American and Chairman of VFW Post 2123. With me this afternoon are Post Commander Rich Petro and Post Quartermaster Pete Lawrence. The 4th of July was traditionally celebrated as America's birthday. But the idea of an annual day specifically celebrating the flag is believed to have first originated in 1885, excuse me. Bernard J. Segrin, the school teacher, arranged for the pupils in the Fredonia, Wisconsin Public Schools District 6 to observe June 14th, the 108th anniversary of the official adoption of the Stars and Stripes, as Flag Birthday. In numerous magazines and newspaper articles and public addresses over the following years, Segrin continued to enthusiastically advocate the observance of June 14th as Flag Birthday or Flag Day. Other observances followed in other cities, promoted by patriotic organizations and mostly involving participation by school children. Perhaps the most notable of these occurred on June 14, 1894, when more than 300,000 school children participated in Flag Day celebrations in Chicago parks. Adults too participated in patriotic programs. Franklin K. Lane, Secretary of the Interior, delivered a 1914 Flag Day address in which he repeated words he said the flag had spoken to him that morning. "I am what you make me, nothing more. I swing before your eyes as a bright gleam of color, a symbol of yourself." Inspired by these 3 decades of state and local celebrations, Flag Day, the anniversary of the Flag Resolution of 1777, was officially established by the proclamation of President Woodrow Wilson on May 30th, 1916. While Flag Day was celebrated in various communities for years after Wilson's proclamation, it was not until August 3rd, 1949, that President Truman signed an act of Congress designating June 14th of each year as National Flag Day. No one knows with absolute certainty who designed the first Stars and Stripes or who made it. Congressman Francis Hopkinson seems most likely to have designed it, but few historians today believe that Betsy Ross, the Philadelphia seamstress, made the first one. And incidentally, the claim that Betsy Ross made the first flag was not made until after her death by her son. Until the executive order of June 24th, 1912, neither the order of the stars nor the proportions of the flag was prescribed. Consequently, flags dating before this period sometimes show unusual arrangements of the stars and odd proportions, these features being left to the discretion of the flag maker. In general, however, straight rows of stars and proportions similar to those later adopted officially were used. The principal acts affecting the flag of the United States are the following. On June 14, 1777, in order to establish an official flag for the new nation, the Continental Congress passed the first Flag Act. Resolved that the flag of the United States be made of 13 stripes, alternate red and white. That the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. The Act of January 13, 1794 provided for 15 stripes and 15 stars after May 1795. The concept being that we would add 1 star and 1 stripe for every new state admitted. The Act of April 4, 1818 provided for 13 stripes and 1 star for each state, to be added to the flag on the 4th of July, following the admission of each new state signed by President Monroe. One can only imagine what our flag would look like today with 50 stripes, and with the prospect of Puerto Rico becoming a new state, 51. Executive Order of President Taft, dated June 24, 1912, established proportions of the flag and provided for arrangement of the stars in 6 horizontal rows of 8 each, a single point of each star to be upward. Prior to that, the stars could be pointed any direction, we'd have 2 points up, 1 point left, 1 point right, whatever happened. And it was chaotic. The executive order of President Eisenhower, dated January 3rd, 1959, provided for the arrangement of the stars in 7 rows of 7 stars each, staggered horizontally and vertically. This made our 49th star flag, reflecting the admission of Alaska. That didn't last long. The executive order of President Eisenhower, dated August 21st, 1959, provided for the arrangement of the stars in 9 rows of stars, staggered horizontally, and 11 rows of stars staggered vertically, reflecting the admission of Hawaii as our 50th state. Rich.
So you can see there have been a lot of changes to the flag itself, just in its appearance, but there's something that the flag represents. It represents our country, and as such there are certain standards of respect that we should all observe whenever using the flag. The flag code, which formalizes and unifies the traditional ways in which we give respect to the flag, also contains specific instructions on how the flag is not to be used. Firstly, they are these. First, the flag should never be dipped to any person or thing. It is flown upside down only as a distress signal. And when they use the term dipped, that's where you take the flag and simply put it at an angle. That's called dipping the flag. We don't do that for our flag. It stays upright all the time. The flag should not be used as a drapery or for other covering, draping a platform, or for any decoration in general. You've seen bunting, which is red, white, and blue. Blue is always at the top, but you normally do not have the stars in bunting. The flag should never be used for any advertising purpose. It should not be embroidered, printed, or otherwise impressed on such articles as cushions, handkerchiefs, napkins, boxes, or anything else intended to be discarded after a temporary use. Advertising signs should not be attached to the staff or the house that is being used to fly the flag. So the post that the flag is on, you don't attach anything else to it. The flag should not be used as part of a costume or athletic uniform, except that a flag patch can be used on the uniform of military personnel, firemen, policemen, and members of patriotic organizations. The flag should never have placed on it or attached to it any mark or insignia, letter, word, number, figure, or drawing of any kind. The flag stands alone by itself. The flag should never be used as a receptacle for receiving, holding, carrying, or delivering anything else. When the flag is lowered, no part of it should touch the ground or any other object. It should be received by waving hands and arms. To store the flag, it should be folded neatly and ceremoniously, which we will demonstrate for you. The flag should be clean and mended when necessary, but when a flag is so worn that it is no longer fit to serve as a symbol of our country, it should be destroyed by burning in a dignified manner. This being Flag Day, later today we will have such a ceremony at our post property. The Boy Scouts will be assisting us in retiring used and worn flags.
When the flag is not displayed from a flagpole or flagstaff, it is neatly folded for storage. To begin, fold the flag in half widthwise twice. Note, after the first fold, the blue field should be facing the bottom. Got a second fold yet? I can't see you.
It's kind of rotating.
Okay, fold up a triangle starting at the striped end and repeat. Until only the end of the union is exposed. Then fold down the square into a triangle and tuck inside the folds. The resulting triangular shape supposedly resembles a cocked hat. When I was a Boy Scout, nobody ever explained to me what a cocked hat was. I finally found it. Essentially, it is the tri-corner hat that was popularly worn during the colonial period and for some time after the Revolution.
Red Skelton, one of America's best-loved comedians and star of motion pictures, radio, and television, was also a true patriot. A man who loved his country, its flag, and the freedom America stood for. On January 14, 1969, Red touched the hearts of millions of Americans with his Pledge of Allegiance, in which he explained the meaning of each and every word. Red's pledge was twice read into the Congressional Record of the United States and received numerous awards. These are his words. I remember this one teacher. To me, he was the greatest teacher, a real sage of my time. He had such wisdom. We were all reciting the Pledge of Allegiance one day, and he walked over. Mr. Laswell was his name. He said, "I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it's becoming monotonous to you. If I may I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word? I, me, an individual, a committee of one, pledge, dedicate all of my worldly goods to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, Old Glory, a symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there is respect, because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. Of the united, that means that we have all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states. 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose, all divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose, and that's love for country. Of America and to the Republic, a state in which sovereign power is vested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people, and it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people. For which it stands, one nation, meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or quality of dealing fairly with others. For all, which means, boys and girls, it's as much your country as it is mine. Since I was a small boy, 2 states have been added to our country, and 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance. Under God. Wouldn't it be a pity if someone said, that's a prayer, and that would be eliminated from schools too?
glory is the same flag that has carried us through periods of war and depression. The same symbol that guarantees us our rights under the Constitution. The same symbol that supports our Bill of Rights and the rights of the individual to seek his own destiny. It has served as a symbol of steadfastness and perseverance in the wake of adversity. It reminds us of the price we paid for freedom and prosperity that we enjoy today. The Defense Authorization Act of 2014 added language to the flag code, authorizing military personnel in civilian clothing and veterans to render the military salute. Please join us now in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all.
Do we have veterans of the military services here today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Quite a few of you. Well, thank you all for your service.
Thank you all.
And VFW is looking for new members.
We got some membership forms here.